Hello everyone, welcome to this video series on arithmetic. Today we look into a new chapter, a new discussion on profit and loss. This is the first session on profit and loss wherein we cover the basics of profit and loss, some basic terms and terminology which is used and a few basic level or to moderate level illustrations. So let's start. So everyone would have learnt about this profit and loss in their sixth or seventh standard. However, a few basic terms which is generally used. First is the cost price. Cost price is the price at which a person purchase a product from a, a shop, say. So that is called a cost price. Then selling price is the price at which a person sells a product. Suppose a retailer is selling a product to someone. So if we are talking in term of a retailer, so a cost price for a retailer would be the price at which the retailer buys from, say, a trader or a wholesaler, and the selling price for a retailer will be the price at which the retailer, the shop, is selling to a customer, right? And therefore what would be the profit? Suppose with an example we try to see here. Suppose a retailer shop, medicine shop is there, right? So the medicine shop, the shopkeeper purchased from a wholesaler. By retailer I mean the medicine shop, and then the shopkeeper sells it to a customer, right? So the price at which the retailer, suppose we are talking in terms of retailer, the price at which the retailer is purchasing from wholesaler, so this price will be the cost price for retailer, cost price. And the price at which the retailer is selling to the customer will be the selling price. So now suppose the cost price here, the retailer had bought for say 48 rupees and the retailer sold at say 60 rupees. So therefore, since the shopkeeper, the medicine store gentleman, bought the medicine at rupees 48 and sells the medicine at rupees 60, so profit is what? Profit is nothing but 60 minus 40. Now what is 60 minus 40? That we will see. So this, can we say then profit is equal to nothing but SP, which is selling price. So going forward we represent selling price as SP minus cost price CP, right? So profit here is nothing but 20 rupees, 20 rupees. Now one more, a few more things we will see here. Now see, so we have written here that profit is equal to SP minus CP, right? So we can write SP is equal to CP plus profit. Now another thing, profit, this is the absolute terms. In absolute rupee term, this is 20 rupees of profit. However, when the question is what is the percentage profit, so percentage profit is nothing but the profit, means the retailer bought the item at 48 and over 48 he is making a profit of 20 rupees. So profit percentage will be 20 upon 48 into, since it is percentage, we will multiply that with 100. So this becomes 125 by 3 percentage, which is 41.66% profit the retailer is making. So what is the formula for percentage profit? Percentage profit, or I mean loss, anything. So percentage profit would be, percentage profit or loss will be given by profit or loss upon CP into 100, right? So in equation 1 here, if I substitute P as, now see what happens. So can I write SP is equal to nothing but CP plus instead of P I can write as CP into P, CP into P by 100, right? Where P is in percentage term. P percentage by 100. So basically this then I can write as SP is equal to nothing but Cp. I take common. This will be 1 plus P, where P is now, say suppose small p, which is in a fraction form, right? So suppose P is here 41.66%. So this I can also write as 0.4167, right? So this small p represents the fractional form. So here we can say that Sp is equal to Cp into 1 plus P. This further can be written as Sp upon Cp is nothing but 1 plus P, right? Where P will be a decimal and 1 will be. So now this is a very standard, and this 1 plus P we can call as multiplying factor. This thing we have seen in a percentage also. So now here what is the multiplying factor? 1 plus P is nothing but Sp by Cp. So wherever we see Sp by Cp, that term will give you a multiplying factor, and multiplying factor is nothing but 1 plus profit or loss, 1 plus profit or loss, where profit and loss is expressed in terms of fraction or decimal, not in percentage, right? So these are the things. And here I have written also what is the definition. Percentage profit is profit upon cost price into 100. So the key point to note here is that profit is always, percentage profit is always calculated with cost price as base. Why cost price? Because the retailer or the shopkeeper is making a profit over a amount. So since the shopkeeper bought the item for 48, so over this 48 he is making a gain of 20 rupees as a profit. So therefore profit percentage will be profit absolute terms upon cost price into 100. So these are some very basic level concepts. Now we will look at some illustrations, and through that we will try to build upon this session. So here the illustration one says, if a person sells goods for rupees 2400 at a profit of 20%, find the cost price. So first method we will take will be a very generic method. Here we will assume let the cost price is equal to X rupees. Profit percentage is given as 20%. So what is the profit? So profit will be nothing but profit percentage into Cp, right? Which is profit percentage is 0.20 into Cp. This we can write, right? So what will be Sp? Sp will be Cp plus profit, which will be Cp we know is 2400. So it will be 2400 plus profit is 0.20 into 2400. So therefore, sorry, here Sp is yeah. So here Sp is given as 2400. So now we know that. So what we will do, I will just erase this, because since Sp has been given and Sp is nothing but 2400, right? So 2400 is equal to nothing but Cp plus profit here is 0.20 into Cp, which is Cp into 1.20. So from here we can say Cp is equal to 2400 upon 1.2, which is nothing but 2000 rupees. And this is the answer to this question. This is a very conventional and a generic basic level approach through which, I mean, we have used as a basic level. We know profit is calculated as a percentage of, this is profit percent. Profit is calculated as a percentage of Cp. So therefore we will use profit percent into Cp to give the profit amount, right? So that is a thing. Otherwise the preferred method, the preferred method will be to use multiplying factor, right? To use multiplying factor. Let us see what is it. This we have seen in percentage also. So as we saw on the previous slide that SP upon CP is nothing but 1 plus P, which we will denote as F, which is multiplying factor, right? So now since SP is given as 2400, CP we do not know, and F is nothing but 1.20. So from here we can directly say CP is nothing but 2400 upon 1.2, which is 2000 rupees. This is the answer. Now same way we will approach question number 1b also. Let us see how. A person sells goods for rupees 2500 which he had bought at rupees 2250. Find the percentage profit. So here it is SP is given as 2500, CP is given as 2250. So what is the profit? Profit is always SP minus CP. So SP minus CP is 250 rupees. So profit percentage would be using formula profit upon CP into 100, which is 250 upon 2250 into 100. So this will go 9 times. So this is basically this is 1 by 9, right? 1 by 9. So 1 by 9 we know is nothing but 11.11%. 1 by 9 is 11.11%. Now let us solve this using method 2. Using multiplying factor. See, actually, basically, multiplying factor intrinsically is same as what we are doing in here. Also, we are obtaining the same relationship. SP upon CP is equal to 1 plus P. Here also, we did the same thing. This is SP. This is CP into this multiplying factor. So SP by CP is equal to that multiplying factor. Same thing we are doing. Only the representation is a bit. I mean, simpler here in the this method too. So question 1b using multiplication factor, here we know that SP by CP is nothing but 2500 upon 2250. This is 1 plus 2, which is the multiplying factor. So here straight away we can say this is 10 upon 9. 10 upon 9 is the multiplying factor. So 10 upon 9 means what will be the profit? This is the multiplying factor, which is 1 plus P. So profit will be 1 plus 1 by 9. So profit will be 1 by 9, which is nothing but 11.11%. Right. Let's move to example 2. Here the question reads that a wholesaler sold a TV to a retailer at 10% profit. A retailer sold it to a customer at 20% profit. If the customer bought it for rupees 5280, find the price at which the wholesaler bought the TV from manufacturer. So again, I solve it using method 1, which is a generic approach. So see, I mean, first we should try to understand the chain of production or the events which happen. So actually anything is manufactured at the manufacturer end, then manufacturer sells to a wholesaler. Wholesaler may sell to a say a trader, and a trader will sell to a a retailer, and then retailer in turn will send to a customer. This is broadly the chain of event. There may be certain production cycle wherein one or more of the agents may not be present there. However, this is broadly the chain of supply chain of any item in country. So now see here it says that a wholesaler sold a TV to a retailer, directly to a retailer. So now in our case there is a wholesaler who is selling to a retailer, and wholesaler has bought it from manufacturer, right? So find the price at which the wholesaler bought the TV from manufacturer. So let the price be X, right? And then X price he sold it to retailer. So cost price for a wholesaler is nothing but X, and then CP for wholesaler is X. So what will be the SP for wholesaler that we have to find? So that will be nothing but SP will be what? CP for wholesaler into 1 plus profit, we can say, and this we have assumed to be X. This is 1 plus profit is 10%. So 1.10. Now retailer sold it to, so now see what is the cost price. So and we know that selling price for wholesaler will be the cost price for retailer, right? And this is nothing but X into 1.10, and then retailer sold to a customer at a profit of 20%. So what will be the selling price for a retailer? That will be cost price for a retailer plus the profit, which is, or we can say 1 plus profit, which is cost price for retailer into 1 plus profit means 1.20, 1.20, and CPR we know is X into 1.10, and then again we will multiply by 1.20, and this has been given as 52800. So if we solve this equation, we will get 52800 upon 1.1, 1.1, and then further divided by 1.2. So that is nothing but that, if upon solving this will give as 40,000. 40,000. This is the answer. However, if we use the graphical representation of a in percentage, we had seen this. So method 2 I will try to solve this, and that will be really quick. Method 1 was just a generic approach where we assumed a equation and then went step by step. In method 2 we will just pictorially depict everything. Here is a manufacturer, he is selling to a wholesaler, wholesaler is selling to a retailer. So this is the event now. So it is given that wholesaler bought a TV, sold a TV to a retailer at a profit of 10%. So means that if this is, so here it is 10% increment, right? And retailer sold it to a customer at again a profit of 20%. So basically what is happening? This here, I mean whatever be the cost price for this, suppose this is X. So this will be X into, for this retailer it will be 1.1 and this will be 1.2. Directly we can say this is a chain rule of a multiplication, and that is given nothing but 52800. 52800. So from here we can directly say x will be 52800 upon 1.1 into 1.2, which is 40,000. Essentially we are doing the same thing what we did in the method 1, same thing. Only thing, now we are directly approaching the question using this pictorial representation rather than assuming and breaking at every level, because we know that, see, initially the cost price was x, then it got increased, it got an increment of 10%, so 1.1, then further it got an increment of 20%, so multiplied by 1.2, and the resultant value is nothing but the 52800, right? So that way we have interpreted this question, and then after solving we get a value of x is equal to 40,000 rupees as answer. So now going forward we will use this simpler and the shortcut approach to save the time. So now let us solve question number 3. Question number 3 says कि Sunil, a fruit seller, purchases 240 oranges at 6 for rupees 45. So 240 oranges. What is the cost price? Cost price of one orange will be what? 45 by 6. He has purchased 6 orange at 45 rupees, in 45 rupees. So one orange will be 45 by 6. Similarly, selling price, he sold them at 4 rupees 42. So in this type of, and you will face many problems in profit and loss wherein the statement would be similar, right? So our intention would be to find the cost price of a unit item and the selling price of a unit item and then compare. So what we have done so far, we have calculated the cost price of a unit item, one orange, then selling price of one item would be what? He is selling 4 oranges in 42 rupees. So it will be 42 upon 4, right? Selling price of one item. So what will be the, I mean, let us solve by method 1 first. So CP of one item is given, SP of one item is there. So what is the profit over one item? That is nothing but SP1 minus CP1, where SP1 and CP1 represents the cost price and selling price of one item. So this is nothing but 42 by 4 minus 45 by 6. If we take LCM, this will be nothing but 12. So 4 3 ja 126 minus 90. So herein we get 36 upon 12, which is 3, which is 3. So profit for one orange is 3. So for profit for 240 orange will be what? 3 into 240, which is 720 rupees. This is the answer. But we have to find the profit and loss in, and profit and loss percentage also. And what is the percentage profit here? Now see, here only we will calculate the percentage profit. Percentage profit will be what? Profit upon CP into 100. So here profit we have calculated as 3 for one item. CP of one item is 45 by 6. 45 by 6 and into 100. So this we calculate, it will be nothing but 315 520. So that is essentially 40% profit, right? This is another part of the second part, answer to the second part. Now we will take a very short approach. Now see, here we knew that CP1 we have calculated 45 by 6, and SP1, that is SP of one item, is 42 upon 4. So essentially we know that the multiplying factor approach, F is equal to 1 plus profit, that is equal to SP1 upon CP1, which is 42 by 4 upon 45 by 6. This if we solve, this is like 14, 15, then 3 5 ja, 3 2 ja. So here the ratio comes out, and then further we divide. So this is coming as 14 by 10, right? 14 by 10. The factor is 14 by 10. So can we not say this is like 1 plus this further can be even simplified? This will be 7 by 5. So this can be written as 1 plus 2 by 5. So basically this is the profit. 2 by 5 we know is nothing but profit percent. This is the answer. So this is much simpler and easy to comprehend. So preferable method will be method 2 only. We will go by this method only going forward. Now let us move to another example. I have taken various examples of various kinds in this session, and next session also I will take plethora of illustrations. Now example 4 says कि a rice merchant sells three variety of rice, that is Govind Bhog, Basmati and Katarni. He sells Govind Bhog at a profit of 25%, Basmati at a loss of 6.25%, and Katarni at a profit of 7.28%. If the selling price of all the three variety of rice is same, find how much percentage is the average CP of all the rice lower than the high or higher than their SP. So this is again a very good question. Let us see how to solve this. So now see, SP is given as same. SP is given as same. Right. Selling price of each variety is given as same. So for Govind Bhog, let me represent this as a, this is a CP, this is SP. So Govind Bhog, let me represent that by GB, the cost price. Profit is 25%, right? 25%, and let the SP of the three variety be XXX. I write here Govind Bhog, Basmati and Katarni rice, three varieties of rice. Now, if we assume that SP of, and it's given that selling price of all the three variety of the rice is same. Let us assume any figure X, right? So this is same. However, we know that here in case of Gobind Bhog, this is a profit of 25%. 25% profit means what? 25% profit means 1 by 4 profit. So factor would be what? 1 plus 1 by 4, which is 5 by 4. So X would have been obtained by multiplying the CP with 5 by 4. So to get back the CP from X, it will be nothing but 4x by 5. Let us see what happens. If say cost price is nothing but 80 rupees and profit is say 20% or say 25%, let us say 20% only. So how can we write CP? CP will be nothing but 80 into 20% is 1 by 5. So multiplying factor will be 1 plus 1 by 5, which is 6 by 5. So here it gives 96. However, from 96, if we have to get 80, so what will be here? Since this is 6 by 5, 96 we obtained by multiplying the cost price by 6 by 5. So 80 we will obtain by how? 96 into 5 by 6. 96 into 5 by 6 will get 80, and 5 by 6 is just the reverse of the original multiplying factor, right? This is nothing but very, see, multiplying factor was what? SP upon CP, right? So here we say SP is equal to F into CP. Now if suppose we have to find CP from SP, it will be nothing but SP upon F. So if F was 6 by 5, to obtain CP we will multiply the SP upon 1 by F, which is 5 by 6, right? This is one approach of obtaining this. Otherwise we have learned the formula also. If a increment is of X percent, X percent, if suppose it increases from CP to SP, then to get back the original, it will be upon X upon, suppose I mean, let us assume that A by B form. So here it will be, here it will be I mean here it's 1 by 5. So 1 by 6 it becomes. So so if suppose Cp it is x percent of increase, so it will be decrease to bring back to Sp. From Sp to Cp it will be a decrease. What will be the decrease amount? Decrease will be nothing but x upon 1 plus x, right? X upon 1 plus x. And with obviously it is a decrease here. But this formula I personally never use. I'm very much comfortable with this multiplying factor. So here now we'll come back to this. I erase this everything just for understanding sake. Yes. So now here also in second case from Basmati is experiencing a loss of 6.25%. So 6.25 we know is what? 6.25 is 1 by 6. Very important. These fractions we had seen in percentage. So those of you who don't get it, refer to my percentage session where I had discussed the percentage fraction equivalence. So 6.25 is nothing but 1 by 16. So 1 by 16 decrease of 1 by 16. So basically essentially this is 15 by 16 because 1 minus 1 by 16 is 15 by 16. So 15 by 16 as a factor is giving me x. So from x I will get the Cp as 16x by 15, right? And similarly for Katarni there's a increase of 7.28. 7.28 again is essentially a 14%. So sorry 1 by 14. So increase of 1 by 14 means it is 1 plus 1 by 14 which is 15 by 14, right? So from here it will be 14 by 15 x, right? X. So Cp also we have obtained, Sp also we have obtained. We will simply add the Cp's. It is 4x by 5 plus 16x by 15 plus 14x by 15. If we add, it becomes 12 plus 16 plus 14 into x, right? This gives me 16 plus 40 is 30, 30 plus 12 is 42 x by 15. This is Cp, whereas Sp is nothing but x plus x which is 3x. So I have to find how much percent is the average Cp of all the rice lower than or higher than their Sp. So Cp by Sp ratio is what? Cp by Sp ratio is 42x by 15 upon Sp is 3x. So this I can write as 42 by 45 which is nothing but 14 by 15. So therefore we can say that if Sp is 15, Cp is 14, right? So how much less is Cp than Sp? So Cp is less than 1 by 15 than Sp, we can say, right? If Sp is 15, Cp is 14. This ratio or the fraction f is very important and has multiple interpretation. See here we can interpret this as if Sp is 15, Cp is 14. So Sp minus Cp means essentially the profit is 1, right? So question is how much percentage Cp lower than or higher than. Here Cp is lower than Sp by 1, right? 1 for every 15. The base should be Sp here, than higher than Sp. So 1 upon 15 is that ratio, and 1 upon 15 we know is 6.67%. And it is what? Lower. Cp is lower than Sp. So this is the answer to this question. This was a good question. And had we see few things, what we have used the multiplying factor. What are those factors here? here we will use, I mean, the fraction will get reverse, right? Here the fraction will get reverse. This is very intuitive also. If I multiply something by 15 by 14 to get x, so from x, if I want to get this, I'd have to multiply the reverse thing. That is as simple as that. And that's what I'm doing here, right? So therefore, I have obtained CP and SP. I calculated the sum of CP and SP, obtained the ratio. From ratio, I interpreted as that CP is less than SP by 1 unit for every 15 unit of SP. Therefore, ratio is 1 by 15, which is equivalent to 6.67% of decrease. Now, had we gone by the typical method or the generic approach of assuming different variables, then adding up and then dealing in the percentage term rather than the fraction term, it would have been a tad difficult and not so simple. However, these two things, dealing in the dealing in the uh, multiplying factor terms and converting or interpreting the percentage as the fractional form, has helped us a lot, and we can solve it in real quick time. Now let us move to another concept which is called margin. So so far we have seen what is profit percent or loss percent, what is cost price, selling price. So in terms of profit or a loss percent, we knew that profit or loss percentage is calculated as a percentage of cost price. So that shows ki as against my purchase of say 100 rupees, how much I am making a gain or a loss of. That gives me a profit or a loss percent. But especially in cases where commercial businesses are involved and where balance sheet or income statements are prepared, margin is the term which is more relevant. So what happens typically, there are certain items. So suppose there's a manufacturing unit of say anything, we can, any example we can take of any manufacturing setup. Let me put out a pen here. Yeah. So here I will take any example. So say suppose a pencil manufacturer. Pencil manufacturer. So what will be the total sales? Suppose the pencil manufacturer sells in a year, annual terms we will be speaking, annual, say 1,000 pencils priced at 2 rupees per unit. So total sales is 2,000 rupees, right? Now then subtract the cost of goods, cost of raw materials. What is raw materials? Raw materials is basically to make a pencil, say suppose some graphite leads or some leads would be taken, then would be required. So those are the raw material. And here it must be noted that the raw material is directly proportional to the amount of sales we are doing. Say suppose to make, if I want to make or manufacture two pencils, I will be requiring a lesser raw material vis-a-vis if I want to make a larger number of pencils, right? So to make 1,000 pencils, the raw material would be required would be more in quantum. So therefore we can say that raw material is nothing but a direct variable, right? So or a direct cost or a variable cost, direct cost or variable cost, which means that variable means that varies with the number of units being manufactured, right? And direct means because that is directly indicating to the total number of manufacture which will happen, right? So suppose here it is total is say 1200 rupees, right? So this is a minus because that is a expense which the firm has incurred. So this difference is known as gross margin. Gross margin is nothing but 2000 minus 1200 is 800. This is called as gross margin, very important. Now again we will subtract, there will be certain other expenses which are operational expenses, like he would have paid salary or wages to the employee. Then there would be say other fixed cost like office space rent, right, or some electricity bill. So those type of expenses are fixed in nature, like payment to the employees, payment, payment of rent for the office space, electricity bill, which is not that variable. I mean, irrespective of I prepare 1,000 or 2 units, I'll have to pay the same rent to the office space, right? So those are some fixed operational expense, fixed operational expense. And let us assume that that is nothing but 500 rupees. So this is negative. Negative terms I represent in parenthesis. So here, after subtracting on this and also taxes, right? So suppose taxes also is included there. So total here I will say net profit is nothing but 800 minus 500 is 300, right? So this is the net profit here. So if I have to find the net profit margin, then it will be nothing but net profit upon the total sales into 100, right? So this is the net profit margin. Now if we draw a parallel between this net profit margin and the profit percentage, right? So here the percentage margin and the percentage profit, if we now want to compare the same, what is the difference? See, percentage profit we calculated as profit upon CP into 100, right? Whereas percentage margin we are calculating here as what? Profit upon total sales, which is the selling price. So that is nothing but selling price, SP into 100. So basic difference is the profit we are calculating with cost price as a denominator, while percentage margin is calculated with SP, selling price, as a denominator. So percentage margin is on a selling price. That is the basic difference. Now margin is the term which generally in retail parlance is not used. A customer may not, I mean, a retail medicine shop will not say what is the margin or something. Whereas margin would be there. Tata Steel selling a product will be using a profit margin, right? So that is a basic difference. However, in terms of profit and loss, we will take some illustrations to understand the differences between the two, profit margin and profit percent, and then maybe we'll try to understand even further. So here, this was important that total sales, then we'll subtract some variable cost or direct cost which we cannot avoid, and that is proportional to the number of units we are manufacturing, right? So what the net result is gross margin. Then if we subtract the fixed operational expense including taxes, right, then what we get is net profit. So net profit upon the total sales is known as net profit margin or the percentage margin. With this in a background, so I just take few examples here, right? Then let me take one example. So suppose if a CP is say 120 rupees, right, and SP is say 150 rupees. So here we can very much say that profit is nothing but 30 rupees. Percentage profit will be what? 30 upon CP 120 into 100, which is 25. Now see, uh, or we could have said that percentage margin will be what? Again profit upon SP into 100. So profit is 30 and now it will be over SP, that is 150 into 100. So here it is 20%. So this is a stubborn distance difference between percentage profit and percentage margin. Let us look at illustration 5a. It says that if a retail kirana shop is making a profit of 8.75%, find the margin percentage. So let us see here. percentage profit is given as 18.75%, right? So this basically we can write 18.75 is nothing but 18.75 is nothing but 3 by 16. This we should remember actually. This is very important percentage to fraction thing. This we have discussed in the percentage chapter. Those who want to see, you may refer our discussions on percentage part 1. Now, so 3 by 16. So what will be the factor here if I want to represent the factor? So factor will be nothing but 1 plus 3 by 16, because this is a profit. 1 plus 3 by 16. Had it been loss, it would be 1 minus 3 by 16, right? And this will be SP upon CP, right? This we have seen. So here basically we can say that SP upon CP is nothing but 19 by 16. So this ratio shows that if CP is 16, then SP is 19. So from here we can say profit is 3 units. Profit is 3 units. So what is the margin then? Percentage margin is nothing but profit upon SP upon into 100, right? So what is the profit here? 3 and SP is 19. So 3 by 19. So 3 by 19, what is in terms of percentage? 1 by 19 we know. 1 by 19 is 19. 1 by 19 is 5.26. So 3 by 19 is 3 into 5.26, which is nothing but 15.78%. So this is very easy. Now we'll do it quickly. If a retail kirana shop is making a margin of 8 point, so percentage margin is given as 8.33%, which is nothing but 1 by 12. 1 by 12, right? So what does this mean? This means that 1 by 12 is equal to profit upon SP. So it means that if SP is 12, profit is 1. So what would be CP here? CP will be 11, right? If SP, this we can interpret as SP is equal to 12 units, then profit is equal to 1 unit. So CP will be SP minus profit, which is 12 units. Oh, sorry, 12 minus 1 is 11 units. So what is the percentage profit? Percentage profit will be, we can obtain as SP by CP minus 1. SP is 12 units, CP is, so this is basically 1 by 11, which is 9.09 percentage, right? So very straightforward, nothing to, simply we should know that margin is over a denominator of SP and percentage profit is over a denominator of CP. That's it. Now move to question number 6 here. So question number 6 says that when asked to report their sales and profit percentage, two traders, that is Manish and Satish, both sold same goods for rupees 23,800 and reported same profit of 21.42%. However, when questioned further, it was known that Manish calculated his profit percent on cost price, whereas Satish calculated his profit percentage wrongly on selling price. Why wrongly? Because profit percentage is always on cost price, right? However, when asked, he reported a profit percentage by calculating it on a selling price and saying that it's also 21.42. Find the difference in actual profit and percentage point difference for the profit of the two. So let us see. This is a good question. So there are two traders, Manish. For Manish, CP and SP, we will deal in multiplying factor. Here SP we know both sold same goods for rupees 23,800. So same number of same goods 23,800, right? For Satish also it is 23,800, right? And Manish has calculated profit percentage, and that is correct way of calculating as a cost price, right? And that is given as 21.42. So this is given as 21.42. Now first let us deal with 21.42. 21.42 is what? This is nothing but 3 into 7.14%, and 7.14 is nothing but 3 into 1 by 14. So this is nothing but 3 into 1 by 14. So factor will be 1 plus 3 by 14, which is 17 by 14. So something multiplied with 17 by 14 gives 23,800. So what is that something? So something will be what? 23,800 into 14 by 17, right? So that is, if I want to get from here to here, it will, f dash will be 14 by 17. Just reverse. This we have seen. Why does it come so? Right. So this we can calculate also. What is this? 17 1 ja 6, 17 4 ja 1400. So 14 9 ja is 19600. Right. Now for Satish we will see what is it. Satish has calculated a profit. He has reported a 21.42%, but he has not calculated this over CP. He has calculated this over SP only, right? Over SP. So that means he has said that the profit, his profit is, so suppose this is profit. So his profit is nothing but 21.42% of 23,800, which is nothing but 3 by 14 of 23,800. So this means that 5,100 is a profit here, right? So see, basically profit amount for him is correct. Profit percentage he cannot say 21.42. He cannot say profit percentage, right? 21.42 of this 23,800 is a margin, right? So now the profit here is what? Plus 5,100. So what would be the cost price? 23,800 minus 5,100. So that becomes, so this will be basically 23,800 minus 5,100. So this will be 0, 8 minus 1 is 7, 18,700, right? 18,700. And what is the profit here? Here the profit would be same. I mean 3 by 14 of, here the CP is 19600, 19600. This we have calculated. So this we can say as 4,200, right? So profit of Manish and profit of Satish, both we have got. So now see what is it. Find the difference in actual profit. So that is profit earned by Satish minus profit earned by Manish is nothing but 5,100 minus 4,200, which is 900 rupees. This is answer to the first part. And percentage point difference of the profit of the two. Now see, profit of Manish percentage is nothing but 21.42. He calculated correct. Whereas profit for Satish, profit percentage for Satish we will calculate here. That is nothing but 5,100 upon 1,8700. 1,8700, right? Or we need not even do that. I mean, since I have written, let me complete this into 100, right? So this we can solve here. Divided by 187 into 100 is 27.27%, right? 27.27%. Or this easily we could have done here. How come? Let us see. Here we are saying that profit is 3 by 14, right? 3 by 14. Inst- so if profit is 3 by 14, right, we say told no profit is 3 by 14. So can we say, sorry, profit percentage is 3 by 14. So can we say कि profit is 3 units and CP is 14 units, right? So from here we can say that, so basically see here the profit amount he knew correctly. Only thing what he did wrong was calculation of the profit percentage. He calculated as a percentage of 23,800. So therefore this 3 by 14 essentially, 3 by 14 essentially represents 14 as SP, right, and 3 as profit. So this we can say, to calculate the correct profit percentage, we can say it will be 3 by 11 if 14 is SP. So CP will be 11, right? So 3 by 11 is nothing but 1 by 11 is 9.09. So 3 by 11 is 27.27. So this way also we can calculate this profit, same as what we got here. So what is the difference between delta of PS percent minus profit percentage of Manish will be 27.27 minus, this one is correct, 21.42. So 27.27% minus 21.42%, this is 5.85%, right? 5.85%. This is answer to this question, 5.85. So I just revise this once again. We were given that Manish and Satish, two traders, sold same value of goods, same selling price. Both of them are saying they have obtained the same profit. However, when questioned further, Manish told that he calculated the profit percentage over CP. That is correct. However, Satish calculated over selling price. That is not correct. Right. So now we will try to find out and what are the actual profits made by each of them and what is the actual profit percentage made by each of them. So profit percentage of Manish is correct. That is 21.42, no doubt. So from there, 21.42 means what? That is 3 by 14. So multiplying factor becomes 17 by 14. So from here we can obtain the CP for Manish, which is coming out to be 19,600. This is not required also, but I'm just for the sake of overall scheme of thing, I'm saying here how to calculate back the CP if SP is given. Now similarly, here 23,800 is there, but this 23,800 is not 1 plus profit times, because here the profit he has not calculated over CP, rather upon SP he has done. So that is something 21.42 is 3 by 14 of 23,800, right? 800. So that gives a profit, actual profit by Satish as 5,100, and this is a correct profit. So we have obtained the profit, actual profit in absolute terms of Manish and Satish. The difference we can calculate, the difference is 900 rupees. Now profit percentage of Satish, here this 3 by 14 represents 3 unit of profit and 14 unit of selling price, right? So what will be the cost price? 11 units. So actual profit percentage would be 3 by 11. So 3 by 11 is nothing but 27.27, right? So difference between 27.27 and 21.42 will be the required percentage point difference in the profit of two traders. So this is the answer to this question. Now we will solve another question. Here it says that Mr. Pramod Narayan, owner of a manufacturing unit which produces medicines, sells a batch of medicine costing rupees 1920 to the wholesaler at a profit of 12.5%. The wholesaler sells the medicine to the dealer at a margin of 10%. The dealer sells to a retail pharmacy shop at a profit of 8.33%, who in turn sells the medicine to a customer at a margin of 11.11%. Find the final price paid by the customer. So I solve it using two methods. Method 1, directly I use. Now see, he's selling a batch of medicines which costed him 1920, right? So 1920 the price which he had bought at, then he's selling to the wholesaler at a profit of 12.8, 12.5. 12.5 is nothing but 1 by 8 of profit. So it becomes 1 plus 1 by 8, which is 9 by 8 further. Then wholesaler sells the medicine to a dealer at a margin of 10%. 10% means, but margin is over a selling price, right? Over a selling price. So margin will be over this amount. So if margin is given, how to calculate the profit percentage? That we know, right? We have seen in the illustration how to calculate. I just get back to the here. Here if margin is given 1 by 12, what will be the profit? Nothing but 1 by 11, right? So the same thing we will use here. So if margin is 10%, which is 1 by 10, so it means that 1 is profit and 10 is selling price. So what will be the cost price? 9. So profit percentage become 1 by 9. So 1 by 9 of a profit means 10 by 9 of a multiplying factor, right? Then further, the dealer sells to a retail pharmacy shop at a profit of 8.33%. 8.33 we know fractional term is equivalent to 1 by 12. Profit, this is a profit, so I just multiply 1 plus p. 1 plus 1 by 12 is 13 by 12. Then further, a retail pharmacy shop in turn sells the medicine to the customers at a margin of 1.11%. So this 1.11% is a margin, and this is nothing but 1 by 9. 1 by 9 means 1 unit is a profit, 9 unit is a selling price. So what is the cost price? 8 units. So 1 by 8 becomes the profit percent. So multiplying factor will become 1 plus 1 by 8, which is 9 by 8. So simple. I mean, we just cancel out different terms. 5 jar, then this becomes 8, 240, 4 times. So this becomes, I think, 5 4 jar 20 and 117. So this is 5 4 jar 20 into 30, 260, 117, 234, 2340 is the selling price. So SP directly we can obtain as 2340, and very direct. I mean, I just check the calculation once again. I think, hope the calculation is correct. 1920 into 9 into 10 into 13 into 9 divided by 8 divided by 9 divided by 12 divided by again 8, and this is equal to 2925. I think we have done some mistake somewhere. uh, some calculation mistake, let us see. Here oh, oh, oh. 2 5, yeah, this will be 4 here, 4, right? So essentially this becomes 240 into 5. So if I 25 into 117 is 2925. So essentially this will be nothing but 5. Now it is correct, right? So 2925, 2925. So this is selling price. So find the final price paid by the customer, right? This is method 1. Method 2, I just break whatever I have done here in method 1. This is the way I approach this question in an exam. I'll solve this within a few seconds. However, just for the sake of explanation and better understanding, I break up this process. So in terms of how the things are actually, yeah. So what is the cost price for the wholesaler? Cost price for wholesaler is 1920 into 12.5%. I mean 1 plus 1 by 8, which is 9 by 8, right? And this is nothing but the selling. This is the cost price for the wholesaler. Now, what will be the cost price or selling price for the wholesaler? Selling price for the wholesaler will be 1920 into 9 by 8. And to this, his wholesaler is selling the medicine to dealer at a margin of 10%, right? Margin of 10%. So we know how to calculate margin to profit. So that becomes margin of 10% means margin of 1 by 10 means if 10 is SP, 1 is profit. So profit we can say is 1 by 9, right? Profit upon percentage profit, profit upon CP. So 1 by 9 of increase means 10 by 9. And this will be same as the CP for dealer. Now, what will be the SP for dealer? SP for dealer, dealer sells the retail to a retail pharmacy shop at a profit of 8.33, which is 1 plus 1 by 12. So I write this as 1920 into 9 by 8 into 10 by 9 into this again 8.33 will be 1 plus 1 by 12, which is 13 by 12. This is the selling price of the dealer, which in turn becomes the cost price for the retailer, right? And what will be the selling price for the retailer? Selling price for the retailer will be same is selling CP for the retailer, which is 1920 into 9 by 8 into 10 by 9 into 13 by 12 into. Now he is selling at a margin of 11.11. So here margin of 11.11 means 1 by 9. So here it means SP is 9 and profit is 1. So I can say profit percent, this is percentage margin. So percentage profit will be 1 by 8. So increment of 1 by 8, so that becomes 9 by 8. So that is what in turn I have written here in one single step, right? This we can also solve using assuming the cost price to be X, and then I mean following essentially the same thing in a even more nuanced and explained way. However, this is a very intuitive and a simple and a time efficient method. This we should use whenever a question of this sort. I mean, all the problems of profit and loss or the percentage can be solved using this multiplying factor method, right? So that is something which is recommended. Now, I think this is the last problem for this session. This we will see. If Mr. Dalmia, a mercantile trader, buys 10 shirts for rupees 9100, how many shorts should he? This is basically shirts here. Should he sell for rupees 4900 such that he makes a profit of 7.69%? The problem may appear to be a bit, confusing. However, whenever we get a problem of this nature, we should always break it first in a per unit basis. What is the cost of one unit? What is the selling price of one unit? Right. So here, what is the CP of 10 shirt is 9100. So we can say CP of one shirt is 91 by 9 10 rupees. This we can say. Similarly, selling price of, we have to find how many shirts should he sell for 4900 rupees. So total selling price he has given 4900 has been given. We have to find the number of shirts. This we have to find. However, the profit percentage is given. Profit percentage profit is nothing but 7.69%. Here again one important thing, 7.69 we should remember is nothing but 1 by 13 from the percentage fraction equivalence which we have seen in the session on percentage. 7.69 can directly be written as 1 by 13. So now see, so this percentage profit of 1 by 13, so from here we can say the multiplying factor is what, 14 by 13, since this is a profit. Had it been a loss of 1 by 13, it would have been 12 by 13, but here it is a profit, so it will be 1 plus 1 by 13, which is 14 by 13. So 14 by 13 I can write as SP upon CP, right? This multiplying factor is nothing but SP by CP. 14 by 13. SP we do not know, SP of one shot we do not know, but SP of CP of one shot we know is 910. So from here we can find the SP of one shot as 14 by 13 into 910. This is the SP in terms of total SP of n number of shots, and that n we have to find, right? But we always have to be consistent and preferably deal in unit term, per unit of one item. So SP of one item or one shot is 14 by 13 into 910. So this becomes 980 rupees. So now it's very simple. SP of one item is 980 rupees. So basically 980, SP of 980 is equivalent to one shot. So we have to find SP of 4900 is what, 1 upon 980 into 4900. I think this is 5. So basically he will be selling 5 shots, because we have this, see, the profit percentage on one shot or a profit percentage on two shot or a profit percentage on three shot will remain same if because see, we have applied this profit percentage on per unit basis. So this applicability of profit percentage of 7.69% will remain the same either I sell one unit or a 2 unit or 3 unit, as long as the rate of the cost price of one unit remains 910 and the selling price of one unit remains 980, right? So using this we obtain answer to this question as 5. So these were some basic to moderate level questions on profit and loss and margin, wherein we learned that profit is always calculated on cost price, margin is always calculated on selling price, and it's always preferable to deal in terms of multiplying factor. By multiplying factor I mean 1 plus profit or loss, and that is equal to SP by CP, right? So these were some basic takeaway from this session. Hope you like it. Any query you can raise to us through our website or comment here in the comment box. Thanks for watching this video.